the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that.
What's up, Titan Station? Welcome in to the 615. It's your host, Lee Hillis, and welcome to the SeatGeek Studios. And a quick shout out to our sponsors over at SeatGeek. You can use our code 615 podcast. That is 615 PODCAST at checkout for $20 or more. $20 off your first order of $50 or more on SeatGeek.com and on the SeatGeek app. Y'all, we went to Houston, did what we had to do, but we'll jump into that after we talk to the co-host. What is up, TK?
I don't know. I have this thing in my hand, but I don't know. I was going to throw it to the side real quick. What's up, everybody? Tighten up. We do have a special announcement tonight with that great win that we had. Me and Lee have talked. We had a special guest on last week, and we are actually officially going to be bringing him on full time. He's a good friend of mine. We've known each other for a long time. Great guy. So with that being said, I will use his name we used when I worked with him. Let's bring in Josh Murphy. He is our new official
J-Murph
co-host.
I should go. Hey, I've gone by it my whole life. If you showed people the top of that helmet, it would explain a lot of things about you, Tyler.
It really would. Yeah, it's all beat to hell. Yeah, it's all beat to.
Who did that?
Little known fact, he was actually bashing his head into the wall.
Right. Absolutely.
Thanks, Tyler. And also representing the eights today. I swear we didn't coordinate this.
Yeah. I swear we didn't coordinate.
I swear we didn't. It is his is not a Levis jersey, so I'm gonna write.
Yeah.
But
that is cool. It's okay. At least it's an 8, though.
I am throwing a little shade at the city of Houston.
Woo! I should have worn my Oilers thing.
But, y'all, it is a Victory Monday, Will Levis edition.
Mayo man.
Oh, that's great, man.
And we had to do something extremely meme-worthy about the Houston Texans.
The Texans. We have to.
Didn't Ryan Mallett win them a playoff game?
Hey, who cares?
I don't know.
I don't remember. That's how irrelevant they are.
Y'all, like, what a week this game was.
Tighten up.
Hey, we all have smiles on our face this week. So
did the Titans find answers in the HTown thriller?
The HTown thriller. So what was our predictions last week? I said they'd win by 3. They won by 5. What'd you have?
I said Houston.
Oh,
I think it was like 23-13.
Tyler, what'd you say?
I think I said 28-23 or something like that, Houston, or I think it was something.
Boo.
Yeah,
so I was the only one that believed in our boys.
Absolutely, you were. That is facts.
But let's dive into these stats from this game. Starting with the Titans side of this, surprise, surprise, they came out, got the win. That nobody had them winning except for J. Murph here.
Yeah,
that's right.
But Will Levis, where did this guy come from? 18-24, 276, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Had a passer rating of 123.3. Where was this dude at the start of the year?
He had a shoulder injury. He's hurt the whole time. I saw it.
And then Tony Pollard coming back this week, 24 for 119 and a touchdown.
We won't talk about last week at all.
Yeah.
No.
And then the second guy down this list, Chig Okonkwo,
You know what I just noticed? Tyler Boyd.
6 for 55.
6
Yeah.
for 55.
And honestly,
Catching a first down every time he caught it.
I've been saying
Calvin
that,
Ridley, 5 for 93. Chig Okonkwo, 1 for 70. Tyler Boyd, 6 for 55. NWI, 2 for 48. Tony Pollard, 3 for 10. Julius Chestnut, 1 for 2. But speaking
Chestnut ran hard too.
yeah.
of speaking of Chig, we have to show this touchdown.
Got to.
And
Team plays -1 total yards for the Titans and the pick 6. Okonkwo, he's got some inside Texans territory, inside the 35-30, 25-20. He may go. Stiff arm, end zone. Touchdown, Titans.
You know what would have made it even better? Freaking
What?
Mike Key saying touchdown Titans.
Oh man,
you know what though?
he looked lost. He looked so surprised.
What was that stood out about this game to me is, you know, we're going to get into the air show stuff later, but the big playability that we do have, and you saw it.
Are
Yeah.
you introducing the Tennessee Air Show right now?
Yeah, we're just like, you know, we're just previewing it, but yeah. And he caught that ball, and we've all been saying it. And actually, thank God for Josh, because Josh was kind of talking me through this on the phone because I was driving. But he literally caught it, and I don't think he understood.
It was a freaking drag. It was a drag.
That whole play looks like it's in slow motion. It's like it was a Madden play, is what I call it. It's like your classic drag, come across it, catches it, turns around. He's like, I got the ball. And he sees green grass, and he
The
just
nearest
takes
guy's
off.
10 yards from me.
Exactly.
You know,
so,
I actually thought about this. You remember earlier in the game when Levis ran out, did the bootleg, and then scored the first, or got the first down?
yes.
I think that was a similar play. Only the linebacker came up to get Levis on that one and left Chig open.
He saw something very similar to that boot. That the linebacker saw something very similar to that boot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
He
decided
bit up
to
on
go
it.
the other way.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
But
good for Chig. He needed it. He hasn't played well this year.
the fumbles, the McFumbles. Will Levis had a fumble. He lost it, and he also recovered one. Jaquan Jackson had a fumble, which he lost.
Can we just get a guy that can catch the ball and put him back there? Like, I don't even care if he's fast anymore. I don't even care if he's a statue.
Actually,
somebody
I brought
Put freaking
this up.
Chestnut back there. Put Chestnut back there.
just somebody that can catch the ball. I don't care. I don't care if it's like the one of the trainers on the sideline. They look pretty good at it.
Was that the first time that he has done? I thought Jackson
think
has done
so.
that. I thought Jackson did that in other games too.
I don't know, but this feels like a reoccurring theme for like the last forever years. We just can't get a guy
That's
back
like
there.
2 years.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we
We had Kyle
already.
Phillips last year. We had Kyle Phillips last year in London. Left the punt, and then they score on basically in the half. Baltimore does.
Yeah.
The one beautiful thing, and I know we'll get into special teams, but the inverse special teams thing is what is his name? A Google Wampe or something? I butchered his name, but leaving the ball in the end zone and running away. Did you see that, Lee?
Yeah.
I did not. I'm gonna have to go.
You need to see it. It's like he forgot what football was.
Well, no. It's a new rule this year.
It is
so
the new rule.
when you left it in previous years, when you left the ball in the end zone on a kickoff, it was a touchback. But now you have to actually physically field the ball. And he just left it and ran out, and our guys come, hauling it down Broadway and almost scored a touchdown on that play.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a touchback.
Because that new rule, the ball, if it touches the ground, it's live.
Yeah, that's crazy. Which is a
Yeah.
cool rule. It almost got him there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have had the exciting finish we had though.
And then Brunskill is on this list with a
Botched.
fumble,
Yeah, gosh.
which was a botch snap to Will Levis.
I thought he played better overall this week though. I mentioned to you guys that he didn't leave that left side open as much.
Yeah.
Titans defense had 40 solo tackles, 55 total, 4 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, 7 pass deflections. But then you get to the interception.
I was talking crap
Shout
about
out
Kenneth
to the
Murray.
young buck. Shout out to the young buck, Jarvis Brownlee, on
Game
his
ball, by
first
the way.
career interception.
Numero uno. One
got
of
that
two
game
firsts
ball.
for rookies in this game.
And then let's go and show that clip.
Stroud. Oh, intercepted. He threw it right past Mechie, and it's intercepted by the Titans.
That
It
was the
looked
first
like-
interception to an AFC South opponent this year, too. I know that was disappointing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I mean,
say this. It looked like he was throwing a slant. The way he just turned and threw.
or a dig. I don't really know what that. Yeah,
Who cares?
It was
It's
either-
a point for us.
exactly.
It was either a slant or a hitch.
That's
but
awesome.
but the thing is and we kind of had talked about it and alluded to it before the pod started. I wish we did have the video of what transpired before that.
Oh,
Of him
where he got
getting burned.
Yeah, that was great
Burn,
response
baby,
by
burn.
Brownlee.
Burn,
And that's-
baby.
Torched. Yeah.
And we'll talk a lot about answers tonight, and that's one of the ones that's huge. Is we have to respond to I mean, we're going to have a lot of adversity with this Titans team, and we've struggled to respond to that this year. But there was a lot of people that said no, not a lot of players, not today.
The whole secondary.
The whole secondary. By the way, Josh, go ahead and say we didn't have any of our start.
We didn't have a single starting caliber player in our secondary. Though.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
And of course, we also have to give another shout out to young T. Sweat.
Nah. Numero uno.
Devondre Sweat on his first NFL career sack.
Beautiful.
Coming
In Houston,
against
Grace Brown.
CJ Stroud. Yeah, and in Houston.
They're guys. This is their group.
Yeah, Coach Cower talked about that on NFL Today. C.J. Stroud is going to be wrapped up and taken down, sacked by Devondre Sweat.
That's his first sack of his career.
I've been.
I say we call him Sweet Tooth from now on.
I know we got
Andre
to call it
Sweet
Sweet Tooth. Just Sweet Tooth. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
After that.
we need to figure out. We need to figure out a nickname for that defensive line
The tickle.
because it's
monster.
actually pretty terrifying.
He said that's
No, absolutely not. I rebuke that in the name of our Lord and Savior.
That's great.
Tennessee Terrifiers.
Hey, that's a good one too. Great franchise, by the way.
What about Ollie Gay? You had a really cool thing about Ollie
Yeah.
Gay.
Had a sack on his former team. Actually,
Oh yeah, that was the Houston connection for sure.
he was in Houston during preseason. Came to Tennessee after the cuts. He spent a good bit of the season on practice squad.
Welcome to the Titans.
Devondre
man.
Sweat got a sack. Jeff Simmons got a sack. Harold Landry got the safety that ended the game.
Honor Landry, love it. that made me so happy to see. I was a little girl.
Honor Landry.
Honor
Honor-
Landry. No, I was talking about the safety.
Okay,
but that was
VY.
funny, too.
Okay, VY.
Oh God, here he goes.
And then kick returns. The reason I said put freaking Chestnut back there.
Dude's
3
cut-
for
cut it out.
91 on kick return. Jaquan Jackson 3 for 2. Nick Folk, old man Nick, Uncle Nick,
Saint Nick. Merry
3
Christmas.
for 3. Nailed a 56-yarder at the buzzer at the half.
Tied his career long, by the way, with that.
And then Stoney, Ryan Stonehouse.
You know, I saw people calling for a new punter next year.
Are you kidding me?
I saw people on Twitter calling, like, "What's wrong with you?" Like,
He had 5 punts for 250 total yards, averaging 50 yards a punt.
he had the biggest
two-
kick when he needed it.
2 inside the 20 and a long of 62.
Had the biggest kick when he needed it throughout the day. And completely flipped the field there at the end.
And then HTown down is what we'll start saying. CJ Stroud. He had a Will Levis hype game.
I'm about to say, take the names off and just flip them for the stats for us last game, and that's pretty.
I mean, I can't believe Levis outplayed Stroud. If you would have told me that, I would have called you crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think Caleb Williams thinks about him trying to unk him up earlier in the year?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When I think it was the first or second week,
something like that.
He was like dabbing him up, and he was like, "Hey man, it's gonna be okay."
Yeah. You're putting up performances like this. A 78 passer rating, Lee. A 78 passer rating.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Joe Mixon had a Tony Pollard style game
from last week. From last week.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
They had a total of 40 yards on the ground. 40.
Could be.
But then we get to the receiving game. Nico Collins, 5 catches, 92. Tank Dell, 3 for 72. Cade Stover, who had the opening touchdown, 3 for 26. Joe Mixon, 5 for 23. Dalton Schultz, 2 for 20. Former Titan wide receiver Robert Woods, 1 for 8. Basically second-year man out of Alabama, John Mechie III, 1 for 6.
And honestly, man, now this wasn't that Vrabel style game, but at the same time, like you look at these stats, and you're like, man, these receivers got But at the same time, I almost want to say bend, but don't break.
Bend, but don't break. It did feel that way, didn't it? You didn't have a secondary.
It did feel that way, though. It did a little bit,
But yeah, so, you had basically nothing but backup playing.
So, I mean, Woods is their fifth safety.
The only true starter you had playing was Roger McCree.
Yeah.
Then he was hampered throughout the week. He wasn't 100 either.
Yeah.
And then they had 2 fumble recoveries.
Yeah.
There's some names on this list. Number 95, Derek Barnett, former Tennessee Volunteer, Derek Barnett.
Former Eagle, right?
Yeah. Had a sack.
At the top of that list, former Titan.
Aziz.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
had 1 sack. Daniil Hunter, former Viking, had 3.
He was the only person that really just put JC.
Will Anderson.
Yeah, him too, honestly.
Had 2. Tommy T had 1. Danico Autry
was playing for them.
Danico Autry was silent out here.
As he should be.
As he should be.
As he should be. Love you, Nico. Please don't come after me.
Yeah, go full.
The big play for them. Jimmy Ward.
He actually had 2 in a row. That was the second one. That was the second big play.
1 interception for 65. Damian Pierce, the running back, on the opening return, took it 80 yards.
You have that clip, don't you?
I do not. Which kind of hurts.
We don't have to expose.
3 for 135. Robert Woods on punt return, 5 for 24. Fairbairn, or as I should say, Fairbairn, because he had a chance to tie the game up and missed it
inside of 30.
Yeah. Tommy Townsend, 5 punts for 240, and 4 of his 5 punts hit inside the 20.
Man.
And it seems like Townsend has been around the league forever.
Yeah. So then,
Tennessee dominated this game.
These stats is like.
But you don't have time of possession on here. Is that on the next slide? Absolutely. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, there it is.
That's what I want to see.
So
19
if
first
you-
downs.
If you were to take the top half off and just have them side by side, whose stats would you say were who?
Well, I can't see the top, so well, if it were me, I would assume we're the right-hand side because that's how we've been playing this year.
Exactly.
The 11 penalties for 81.
Except for the sacks allowed. That's skewed no matter how you look at it.
You know, it's crazy
Yeah.
that penalty number. You know, I was talking earlier about it. Like that penalty number is huge. And I remember during the game when we were all talking and we were all texting back and forth. Josh was like, "Did we just get a third down like bailout?"
Did we just have a penalty bail us out on third down? Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
as a tight, like we don't get that. So
I was like, what am I watching? Is this the right game?
exactly.
They actually got us an officiating crew that wasn't
Yeah.
gonna crap all over us.
Now, good, bad, ugly, presented by Expedia. If you're going to a Titans road game, you have tickets, but you need a room, go to Expedia.
Also,
The
with
link, and the link is actually in the description of this. And if you're listening to the audio, the description is also in the audio.
absolutely, and go back and what Leah originally like went through, like for the SeatGeek stuff. Holidays are coming up. You tickets to a show, you got to have a flight.
I
Hit up
heard you
Expedia.
listening to that Linkin Park album the other day. There's a show up in Raleigh.
Hey, there you go. Absolutely. If you want to go see Linkin Park up in Raleigh, use the code. It'll help you. You get a twofer. You got Expedia and SeatGeek, so
Absolutely.
check it out.
And while you're at it, hit the merch link.
Oh, you're bringing the merch up. There it is. Okay.
The merch link, you can also find that in the description also. If you don't have a Christmas present for that Titans lover of yours, there you go.
Absolutely.
But good, bad, and ugly presented by Expedia. There was a lot of ways we could have won.
A lot.
But for good, Levis's performance, that was Josh, what are you shaking your head about?
No, I said best one so far. Other than the fact that he keeps drifting into pressure and creating his own sacks. But
Yeah.
The
That's
backup
performance so far.
secondary. The backup secondary. And then the Tennessee Air Show.
oh man, doesn't the offense finally look like it's starting to figure it out?
That's what I'm thinking, and we'll dive into that more later on.
Yeah. For
But there
sure.
are 6 games left. Actually, I'm going to bring this up now. So Houston sits at 7-5. Indy's at 5-7. We're at 3-8. The way I'm looking at it, going into Week 18, if the Titans win their next 5, which in my mind they're all winnable, their next 5 are, because you have Cincinnati. You have Washington this weekend, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Indy. Those are your 4 of your next 5. Indy could be a tricky because they've done beat us this year. Cincinnati looks like garbage this year.
Callahan meant a lot to them.
That's going to be
Jacksonville?
An interesting one just because, hold on, that'll be an interesting game because of what Josh has said, though.
Yeah, the Callahan.
Being like a
Callahan
full
and Tyler
team,
Boyd.
like-
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
Like,
And
Yeah.
the other one that is actually interesting, Jacksonville. Jacksonville is hot garbage this year. The
They're
question
always
I
good
have,
against us, though.
Could Peterson be on the hot seat in Jacksonville?
Oh, definitely.
oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's a no brainer. I mean, yeah, come
If
on.
he's
let's-
not on the hot seat, Shad Khan should be ashamed of himself. That is not
Yeah.
going well down there.
yeah,
Another guy that could be on the hot seat, in my opinion, is Mike McCarthy.
Oh, absolutely. You just lost to Dan Campbell, your defensive coordinator from last year, who took over that team. Oh no,
Yeah.
they
Dan
beat
Quinn.
them, didn't they? Dan Quinn.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
beat Washington.
Yeah. No, never mind. Scrap everything I just said. But even still,
But still, with
they
how
were
that
3-7 going into that game,
with how their season's gone, like yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and the division's not. I mean, the
Oh.
division's up for grabs,
We-
really.
you also have to think of that Dallas team, the market that they're in. It's a quote unquote America's team.
Oh, the sky's falling for them.
So the
Literally.
literally the
Literally.
sky, literally the sky is falling.
The sky is falling.
So
Literally, the
my
stadium's falling apart. It's,
my thing is
It
I
literally
feel
is.
like
It literally is.
I feel like Mike McCarthy, honestly, since he's been there every year, this is talked about, but I think this might be the year to do it. Jerry
Yeah.
Jones has a lot of. I'm not a Jerry
Jerry Jones
guy,
has
but
deep
it's
pockets. Jerry Jones has deep pockets.
Mike Vrabel.
just-
Well,
They're talking about him in Chicago too. That's really starting to heat up. So he's gonna
Eberflus.
he's going one of those two places. No, they want to run.
Oh,
Eberflus.
what if Ryan Day? What if Ryan Day at Ohio State gets fired?
Oh, I don't think he's gonna get fired.
Mike Vrabel to Ohio State?
I don't think so.
Those rumors have always kind of been out there. Like I
Or
I don't know, man.
what about Mike Vrabel to Florida State?
I don't
Well,
think he wants to coach college ball.
I
I think if
don't-
he wanted to coach college ball, he'd already done.
And I don't think Norvell is going to get fired, but that's a whole other pod. So yeah,
Yeah. With every good, there's bad. The special teams. God.
do you want to? Do you want to? Hey, do you want to let
Blowing
Josh
tackles.
sound off on this like we normally do?
Yeah.
Because I've done it, you've done it, so it's Josh's turn. Josh, go full screen on Josh and let him cook.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
like I should pull up the all 22. I mean, these guys every week we're talking about how bad special teams is. Every week it hasn't gone away, it hasn't gotten better, and yet nobody's run Colt Anderson out of town. I sent a group text to my friends and said 9 a.m. on Monday, bring your finest pitchforks and torches to the Titans facility. We're running Colt Anderson out of town. I was there by myself. You guys left me out there in the cold. Y'all are so rude. I don't understand. Like, it's effort plays. You know, they're not. I mean, Mike Brown on the opening kickoff blows his assignment, like completely collapses down on the play. If it wasn't for Hardy Jr. coming from the complete opposite side all the way around and up the sideline, that's a house call. Like,
And then who else was it?
it was your boy. You're talking about
Hardy.
No,
No.
Hardy Jr. caught him. It was number 24.
Cedric. Oh,
Was it Wood?
Wood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Julius
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
You're talking about two guys in McCreary who was on the injury report all week. If it's not for those three guys, that's a house call. This game's different.
And Folk
not
is slow. He's old.
I'm sick. I said it last week in our pod that we did together, and I'll keep continuing to say it. Apparently, if we keep Colt Anderson, I'm sick of seeing in the screen on the tackle on a kickoff. If I see Nick Folk's number in jersey,
I know
there is a
I
problem.
know. And he was keeping. Honestly, though, at 40 years old, that 40 is probably pretty good. It's probably improved this
That
year.
40
He
is
ran off
probably
so much.
pretty good.
He was keeping pace with him for about 10 or 15
Yeah, I mean the
yards.
dude is. I mean, I don't need to see my kicker in the screen.
No.
That's what I. But yeah, it just drives me insane.
Especially
And-
with the way kickoff rules are nowadays, like where
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
where they're much closer to the. It's a run play every time.
like the way the
And then-
kickoff rules nowadays. As soon as your
You
kicker
have
kicks
a-
it, honestly, you should just walk off the field and feel comfortable about it.
Yeah. Whoa! Now
No, I'm
we need an extra guy running on the field first. It's not them running off.
No, I'm just saying, like across the NFL, that's the way it should be. But yeah, not with us. Absolutely not.
Oh my God. We need a linebacker as
With
kicker.
every bad, there's also ugly. The sacks. Good. Have mercy.
I'll be
Give
right
me
back. Hey, I'll be
a
right back,
goblet. Okay, give me a goblet of Hannah McNair's tears so I can drink them before the next Houston game.
They're probably salty.
Oh, super salty. She says. She says
It's like-
something
it'd be
along
like
the
drinking
lines
salt
of.
water.
She said
It'd be
something
like
along the
drinking salt
lines
water.
of now they're just the Titans. We took our fans back. Like
But
come
we
on.
took our fans back.
We took our fans back. Well, hey, Titans still win in Houston, I guess.
Yeah,
Some things
Bruce.
never change.
Yeah, Bruce.
Oh man, I love it though.
but we're going to have to wait until TK gets back to continue.
Well, do we want to take our
So-
30-second intermission?
Yeah, that's where we're heading right now. When
Let's
we
do
get
it.
back, we will be diving ahead to our nation's capital as the Titans head to Washington to take on the Commanders.
This that Tennessee shit. 615 to 901. Nashville, Memphis, Clarksville, Murfreesboro. Rep your state. Cadillacs, 24s, Tennessee pimpin'. Superfly, whiskey drinking Tennessee women. If you ain't from the 6, then you can't ride with me. 12s in the back, that's how we Tennessee living. Cadillacs, 24s, Tennessee pimpin'.
That song's
What
like
is up, Titans Nation? We are back.
And,
Did someone just let it rip? Hey, maybe. As I said, Titans Nation, we are back, and we are getting ready to head to Washington, D.C. to take on the Washington Commanders. Now, Washington's coming off a pretty demoralizing loss to one of the worst teams in the NFL, and the Dallas Cowboys. Or as I should say, the Dallas Cowgirls.
That's
you
fair.
hate the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? No. But the question is, can the Titans keep it rolling in the nation's capital?
So here's the thing that actually like concerns me is they're coming off a 3-game losing streak. The Commanders are. They're hungry for another win. They lost to Pittsburgh. They lost to Philly. And now they've lost to the Cowboys. Cliff Kingsbury.
Dude, he falls apart this time of year, every year, no matter what team he's on. This is the time to get him right now. I mean, we got Jaden Daniels who's trending downward. You got Cliff Kingsbury, who's the offensive coordinator for the Commanders. It's perfect. It's a perfect storm for us. This game's going to be decided by special teams.
And what's crazy, though, if you think about it, and I was talking about this earlier, if you would have told me a month ago that I would even be like in the realm of like, hey, we might can win this game, I would have called you crazy. But now I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Like
NFL stands for not for long.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Not for long. Everything changes in a moment. So
yeah.
I think we have a
Yes, it does.
legitimate chance as long as the special teams holds up.
So let's head and look at Washington's team stats from the game against the Cowboys. Jaden Daniels, 25 of 38,
CJ Stroud.
275,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Outside of Jaden Daniels' rushing ability, they did nothing. Daniels had 7 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown.
Former Titan Jeremy McNichols. Yeah. I'm happy for him. Like, dude, I'm happy for McNichols.
And the way it's sounding is Eckler might not be playing this.
Yeah, he took a hard hit at the end of that game.
Eckler will not be playing this week. You're looking at the Brian Robinson McNichols show.
Oh, Robinson got hurt at the beginning of that
That's
game.
true.
Too. I don't know
That's
how
true. I
healthy he
forgot
is.
it. I forgot about that too. So I mean, we could literally be playing against him the whole game then.
Maybe. Good for him. That's a big opportunity for him. What
And then
scares you more about
scary-
Jaden Daniels? His passing or his rushing?
His
I
rushing.
think it's his running ability.
Yeah. It's always those obscure things that get us in the running game. You never can just
Scary Terry. 5 catches, 102.
Shout
Noah
out to my
Brown.
fantasy team.
Yeah.
Noah
shout out.
Brown.
Hey, also Terry has torn us up before, so
Terry's a
won-
monster.
we won that game. But Terry tore us up that game that we won when we had that stand on the goal line.
Yeah.
Last time we played him.
He had like a 64-yard play in that game too. Like it was super improbable.
No, his long. Wait. Oh, you're talking
Yeah,
about
86. He had an 86-yard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I'm looking at it. I don't know why I couldn't read.
No, you're good, brother.
Shout out
Noah
MMPS
Brown.
schools.
Noah Brown, the former Houston Texan, 6 catches, 71. Zach Ertz, 6 for 38. De'Ami Brown, 2 for 22. Tight end John Bates, 1 for 13. Brian Robinson, 1 for 11. There's a name that some people should recognize.
He's from the
Last name
Ravens,
McCaffrey.
right?
Falcons.
Oh, wait. Zacharias, I thought he played. Did he not play for the Ravens?
He played for Atlanta.
He's been
Oh,
around, but
okay.
yeah.
But Luke McCaffrey.
Who's that?
That's the brother of Christian
I love it.
McCaffrey, former Rice Owl. 1 catch, 8 yards.
He'll get there. He's young.
Um,
Hopefully
the,
not.
the Washington McFumbles.
Nick fumbles.
John Bates, their tight end, fumbled once, lost it. Austin Eckler, who may not be playing this week. Actually, who won't be playing because he's in concussion protocol right now.
Right.
Fumbled.
I don't want to see him either.
Yeah.
Scary. Bobby Wagner recovered a fumble.
Talk about a fountain of youth. That man, he's still playing at a really high level.
And he's like old as dirt now. So
Yeah, he's like 30. I don't know how old he is. I'll look at him. He's old. Old by NFL standards.
but they only had 1 sack on.
34.
So he's 34. But Washington only had 1 sack on Cooper Rush. And it was Deron Payne.
We'll have no fear. We'll fix that for them.
Have no fear.
Yeah,
I mean,
Levis will run into 3.
that's the thing, man. Is like that's where that offensive line conversation comes in. It's like, yeah, like I understand they're getting through, but God, his pocket presence is so bad.
He's running into him. I mean, they're not even beating. They don't have to beat their guy. They just have to wait for Levis to take a read, panic, and run through, whereas most quarterbacks would buy time.
Yeah.
He's
And then
running directly into it.
Mm-hmm.
special teams. Thank God Eckler's not playing. He had 3 returns for 101.
Yeah, thank God it's right.
We'll make a new star this week. No worries.
Right.
Who McNichols?
Jeremy McNichols. Oh my gosh, that would be chef's kiss.
Zacchaeus from former Atlanta Falcon, 1 for 19 on punt return. Austin Seibert, 2 for 3. He hit his long
so
from
bad for that
51, and he missed both extra points.
Sick for that dude, man. Feel so bad for him. He'll bounce back. Hopefully not against us though.
Tress Way seems like he's been in the league forever.
Ageless wonder.
Yeah.
6 for 247. He hit 5 of his 6 inside of the 20, and he had a long of 51.
All right, here. You getting into that next slide? Here we go.
Best passer ratings since October among the 2023 draft class.
How many
Will
games
Levis.
has Bryce played in that period of time?
Well, that's fair.
I don't know.
Hey, don't ruin our thunder, bro. No.
You're right.
Will
You're right.
Levis.
We'll let it go.
Best passer ratings since October amongst the 2023, the first 4 quarterbacks taken, basically. Will Levis, his passer rating since October, 97.4. Bryce Young, 83.5. CJ Stroud, 81.2. And the dunce of the AFC South, Anthony Richardson,
I want to say AR-15 so bad.
68.9. 68.9 passer rating.
All this proves is that Will Levis should have been the first overall pick. That's what this
The Carolina.
I
Dude,
love
if Will had been the number 1 overall quarterback taken,
Oh
he
my
would
God.
probably have torn both his ACLs by now.
The world would have
Exactly, melted.
God,
literally.
we would
It
probably-
would've-
A
it
crack
would've-
we
of
would
open
probably
in
have-
North Carolina Stadium. It just closed behind it.
we
Yeah.
probably would be stuck with the shortest quarterback in the NFL.
Oh Lord.
With an offensive line that is constantly moving around. We could have got on a step ladder for Christmas.
That's very fair. That's a very fair point. That was good.
But I came across this article from Justin Mello. For a shout out to Jay Mello. Should the Titans continue developing Will Levis and bypass the opportunity to draft a quarterback in 2025? It's looking increasingly likely considering his recent form.
All right, Lee.
Who would you want over Levis right now?
So actually, I want to interject here and say, Josh, I want to know your opinion on this, on what you just saw, like fully.
We know where he, we know
But
what
hey, but I want to hear it though. Like, bring him up full screen and let him go.
And you put me on the stage. What are we talking about?
I want to know where you're at with what you just saw. Like, should we continue to develop Levis?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I am the biggest proponent in the world. You should never start a quarterback inside of 3 years and expect success. If you can't afford to sit your quarterback for 3 years, then you can't afford a quarterback. I'm sorry. Like, you've got to go through the growing pains at that point. I don't think there's anybody in this draft class that is going to give us a better result next year than Will Levis. And I definitely don't think we should spend a high-end draft pick on a quarterback. We need an edge. Arden Key is a liability most of the time. We need an edge, somebody who can help Harold Landry in the twilight of his career. So no, by no means should we can go receiver. It's a deep class at receiver, but by no means should we replace Will Levis this offseason with a new quarterback, a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, it's kind of like how I was talking to like Lee earlier today, and honestly, like I'm kind of, we were talking during the game. We were all like in the group text, like talking back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I wouldn't hate it if we did take a receiver, actually. Because
who would you take?
Probably the McMillan guy.
McMillan in this early stage. None of us have watched like draft any. We haven't done any draft work. Well, at least done some.
Well, we've done some, but yeah. But at the same time, like, after this week, we actually haven't mentioned his name in the entire pod. I want to go ahead and bring him up. NWI.
Oh yeah,
we
scored a touchdown this week.
Again,
got me 12 fantasy points.
So literally, NWI.
Can I bring this up?
Go ahead.
So I know where Kyler's going.
Yeah.
We need to think about keeping NWI.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because if you think about it, this season he has more touchdowns than Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle. Actually, not George Kittle.
The W stands for receiver one. That's what it stands for. Tyler, how much you paying that guy? Let's say the Colts is his home state team.
Let's all put our GM hats on.
Yeah,
that's as far as a letter number, I'm not going to give you one, but I will tell you this. That's so hard because I'm not.
Would you pay him as a receiver 2 in the league?
You know what? Actually, me and Lee were talking about this earlier. I mean,
what receiver 2 would you take over Nick Westbrook-Akine right now, as hot as he's been?
I think he's a number 3.
Do you think he's a 3? Well, on this team, he's a 2.
Correct. And that is what my point is. I think he's only a 2 with the Titans. He goes somewhere else, he won't be a 2. He'll be a 3 or a 4 anywhere else.
So you think
I think if he stays here,
he'll have a better chance of playing.
Yeah, he's gonna get more touches. He's gonna like when a college player is like,
"Hey, built here."
Yeah, that's the thing. So like, how a college, it depends on his mentality. You know how college players will come out of high school.
We know what his mentality is now.
Yeah, no, but his mentality from here on out is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Because he hasn't had the success he has this season in any other season.
You're saying his approach to the offseason,
correct?
What he believes that he is.
His approach to the offseason. So here's my thing. You know, when a really good player is coming out of high school and it's like, hey, I could go to Alabama, but I'm probably not going to start. Or, hey, I'm probably not going to get as many touches, or I'm not going to get that. Or I can go to, I'm trying to,
USC.
Vanderbilt. No, we'll stick with it. Vanderbilt or something to where I do. I will. Where did you say USC?
He said USC. Southern
yeah.
Cal.
Oh, I wouldn't. No, like even not even that, but like a lower level team where I'm gonna start. I'm gonna get touches.
MTSU.
he'd be a god at MTSU.
Yeah, he'd be a god at MTSU. I feel like he fits with this team really well. And
contract wise, what would you do?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
No, I get that. I think you have to re-sign him. 2 years.
2 years minimum, or 2 years maximum.
2 years minimum.
All right. You just don't think there's going to be a market like that for NWI?
No, I think there is going to be a market. Is my fear.
Well, what you're saying is there might be a market for him to be a receiver 3 somewhere, but they might pay him receiver 2 money to be a receiver 3. Yes. And here he might get receiver 3 money to be a receiver 2.
Yeah. And that's
he's already established.
Yes. No,
right.
But there's trust. You here. Just said it. Yeah, there's a trust, and you've seen what he's done. And so yes, no, you just put it perfectly what you just said, Josh. I do think yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Joshua. No matter what. Yes. J Murph, sir.
What?
J Murph.
J Murph.
Yeah, J Murph.
J Murph. What's your ideal contract for NWI?
That's really hard to say because the receiver market's going to jump
again
because the cap's going to jump.
If you're right.
I think that if you get him for less than 18 million a year, I think that's good because we were paying D-Hop, who he replaced, 15 a year. Am I right when I say that? Was it 15 a year?
I think so.
Yeah, it was something like that, 15 a year. I mean, if you can keep NWI in that area, then you got younger, and he's going to be around a while.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that's who he replaced on the depth chart. When we shipped D-Hop to Kansas City, that became
Ridley went to 1, and he replaced Ridley.
Yeah, he backfilled.
Here's where I would go. I went up on my number.
Oh, did you?
So we were talking earlier, and I said somewhere between 16 and 18 million over 2 years.
Yeah, that's right. We had this conversation, and I talked to you into 18. Go ahead.
The Titans paid DeAndre Hopkins an average of 13 million per year on his 2-year, 26 million contract.
So 18's about right. So you're wanting to pay him as a receiver too, ultimately, because I think is Ridley getting 26?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're paying him to be a receiver too for the next 2 years. I don't disagree with it. He's played like a receiver too.
Absolutely.
And 2 years, 22, that's 11 million a year. And then he could get up to in the ballpark of 24 with incentives.
Sure. With incentives, sure. If he'll take that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think that's fair for a guy like NWI.
Well, what if he comes back and he says, I only got paid less than $1 million this year. You got some reparations. You gotta make that.
You brought up that word.
Reparation.
I mean, he's playing out of his mind. I mean, come on. I would be like, hey man, you gotta throw a little
yeah,
on top,
yeah.
Been here
and that's why I'm with that's why he's playing like a wide receiver too.
He is.
He's playing better than some wide receiver ones in this league.
Okay, yeah. So I thought Justin Jefferson and the touchdown stat for a second, and
Well, you know what it comes down to though. It's just you're exactly right. We always say it. I know, like this is a stat heavy pod but at the same time, they don't always tell the whole story. So I get exactly what you mean.
What's more important to you? The leading the league in touchdowns or leading the league in receptions? I'm sorry, receiving yards.
Receiving yards.
Yeah.
For me, it's touchdown.
I want touchdowns. I don't care if you got 10 receiving yards if all 10 of them are touchdowns.
But receptions get first down that lead to touchdowns.
Well, we got Ridley on the other side for that.
Exactly. Yeah. Very fair point.
They balance each other out.
That's how I feel about their games, is that they complement very well.
Yeah.
I don't know if they found that.
Try to get a guy try to bring back like Tyler Boyd in the slot next year.
I don't hate him in the slot, especially if he's going to play
Or-
like he did last
Or
week.
I don't
or
think
move
Boyd's here
Indy
next year.
Rivals.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
You
I
go,
don't
move-
think
you go younger.
I don't think Boyd's here next year.
Or move NWI to the slot.
No, don't recreate the wheel. Whatever he's doing now is what he needs. That's his niche, and he needs to stay in it.
You know what?
The question is Burks back next year?
No,
No.
no, hands down, no. That's not
No.
even a question. Yeah, Burks is gone.
Did
I
Burks
think
ever show up? We drafted him. I haven't seen him since.
Did he step foot on the field this year? I don't know.
I saw him
I
on the
don't
side
know.
of a milk carton.
Yeah. All three of us are like, I don't know if he did or
Missing.
not. 'Cause-
Have you seen this guy?
Yeah,
Missing.
missing in action. MIA.
Might have
Literally.
a hog underneath him.
So here's the updated first round draft order before Monday Night Football is even finished in week 12. With that win, the Titans fall from 2 to 6.
Bears narrative is looking real good right now.
Mm-hmm.
I said they wouldn't win
Yeah.
another game this year. They lost to man, Caleb Williams, man. This isn't the Bears.
No,
Yeah.
hey, we can do this. Go ahead. No, actually, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right,
go
so
ahead.
Caleb Williams just maestros the best comeback, period. Like just the improbability of it. And then just stands in the pocket for 3 hours waiting on his flight out of Chicago
Literally.
and takes a sack. like it's so frustrating to watch a young quarterback develop. But geez,
Yeah.
Caleb, come on, man, throw the ball. Same thing. To
Come
Will.
on, man.
How many times did I stand there during the game going, throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball? Like,
Yeah.
just
I had Josh over here giving me his Mike Keith impression when I was after I dropped my daughter off yesterday. I was like, dude, I just need you to just play by play talk to me.
don't challenge me. with
No
that.
Mike Keith, okay?
Yeah.
But
But so go ahead, Lee.
If Keith goes to the Vols, I'll volunteer for the job.
Hey, you're not bad at it.
so Jacksonville stays at 1. Giants go to 2. Vegas at 3. Patriots at 4. Panthers 5. Titans 6.
Yeah.
Jets 7. Browns 8. Saints 9. Cincinnati's at 10. Dallas at 11. Chicago 12. Indy 13. Miami 14. Tampa 15. Rams 16. San Fran 17. Arizona 18.
This looks a lot more like how I would imagine the draft order eventually pans out.
Yeah. So let's so all the listeners, we're gonna do this every week, basically. Look, once again,
We see how bad this draft is record-wise because there's only a 2-game split between the number 1 and the number 12.
That's crazy.
It won't stay that way.
No, yeah, but
There's 4 games that split 1 and 18.
so you look at this right now, and once again, like I said to all the listeners, we're going to do this every single week, basically from here on out. We're going to give you the updated draft order. Jacksonville is not taking a quarterback. The Giants are taking a quarterback. The Raiders are taking a quarterback.
Speaking of the Raiders, I think Danny Dimes could end up there this season
Probably. That was the first thought I had when I saw that.
because
By the
Minshew
way,
is
for
out
those
for
of
the
you
year.
living under a rock, Daniel Jones got cut this week.
Right,
The
yeah.
Giants are in shambles.
Minshew.
So my Giants friends are in shambles.
Literally.
Already buying
Minshew.
short jerseys.
Gardner Minshew out for the year with a broken collarbone.
Is he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he
Oh,
broke his
wow.
collarbone on
Breaking
Sunday.
news. That's
Patriots,
crazy.
no. Carolina, no.
No. Neither are we. We're not thinking.
Jets, yes.
Now they're ready to run Aaron Rodgers out of town. They were talking about cutting him.
I actually was thinking if that was going to happen.
I'm
'cause-
thinking, here's how I would do
Woody
it. I would
Johnson
go,
has lost faith in Aaron Rodgers.
I would go Shador to the Giants or Vegas, 1 of the 2. And then Cam Ward to the other. So, like, if Cam Ward goes to the Giants,
You flip it.
Shador to Vegas.
Those two are off the board if we were to stay at 6. So let's just take it out once again. We're not getting a quarterback if we stay at 6.
Well, I mean, if this plays out like this, then Milro's still on the board unless somebody moves up.
No,
if we take Milrow, I'll jump out this window right now.
Keep Milrow
Diego
far
Pavia
away
at
from
6.
Tennessee. No, God.
I'll literally jump out the
There's only
bedroom
two-
window right now if
There-
we were to ever
There are
take.
3 positions I would go. Joshua, J. Murphy, you would like one of these.
Probably 2 of them.
I would say edge is one of my 3.
Absolutely. And it's a
Uh,
deep class at edge.
wide receiver.
The deep receiver class. So, and that's the other thing. They're deep. So, do you need to take one in the first round?
You could, if you want the
Absolutely.
best available,
Absolutely. That depends on the drop.
and then tackle. Tackle class ain't that deep.
Right.
I'm going to tell you right now, you already know, Lee, I'm on the tackle train. I'm just going to say it. It's not the sexy pick, but I'm on the tackle train. I'm just going to say it.
The way I would go with this, if McMillan is still on the board, which I don't think he will be, if he is,
If we were at 6, I could see him still being on.
Yeah, I was about to say it depends on who New England and Carolina value.
what I would do, here's how I would rank it. I feel like we need tackle for sure. So I would go Banks is my number 1 guy
Yeah, Kelvin. Yeah, Kelvin.
from Texas.
I agree.
And then if McMillan is still there, maybe him. And then Tyler, you know right where I'm going for number 3. Nick Scort.
Yeah.
And this is without doing much research. Like I have done. No, I'm not a college guy.
Yeah.
I'll never claim to be a college guy.
I've
I don't
watched.
watch college
I've
film
watched.
during season.
I've watched Nick Scorton, and the guy playing opposite of him is not a big name. Neither is Scorton really ain't this year either.
This is your A&M guy, right?
Yes, he's one of the top. Mel
Lee,
Kiper has.
I don't think
Mel
Scorton's
Kiper-
a number a round 1 pick though.
Tell me what you were going to say, Lee.
Mel Kiper has him as the number 2 edge rusher in this class.
Why do I want the number 2 edge rusher at 6?
The other guy I don't trust.
Fair enough. Why don't we trust him?
If you look at the team he's on,
Okay.
the defense he is on is not that great.
Fair enough. Okay.
So who's your number 1 edge rusher right now?
His
Scorton.
is A&M guy. Mel Kiper's was the other.
No. The actual number 1 edge rusher. I thought it was the dude from Georgia.
No.
Who am I thinking?
I think it's Carter from Penn State.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Per Mel Kiper, the number 1 defensive lineman / edge rusher, however you want to classify it,
Sure.
is the kid out of Arkansas.
Okay.
I think he's like number 40 at Arkansas.
I have to watch some. I got to start watching some anyway, so I might as well.
But before we dive into the who wins, we have to present keys to victory presented by SeatGeek. And again, if you're looking for tickets to anything, any sporting event, concert, whatever it is, you can use our code 615podcast. That is 615 PODCAST at checkout for $20 off your first order of $50 or more on SeatGeek.com or on the SeatGeek app. Guys, the way I look at this, you have to do your job.
Yeah, love it.
Bill Belichick
Mhm.
made the phrase famous. Do your
Look,
job.
yeah. You have to do your job. Don't worry about what the guy next to you is doing. If you're doing your job, you're gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Mike Brown blowing his assignment.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, Mike.
Don't come after me. You're
number
Yeah.
number two, exactly what the Titans did on Sunday. Finish. They found a way to finish this ball for the first time this year. Number three, make them one-dimensional. You have got to make this team one-dimensional.
Absolutely. Hey, you got to do that any week.
Is there anything y'all want to add to that?
Yeah, we got to play solid special teams. We got to play all three phases. I mean, we lucked out. The ball bounced our way. But
Yeah, Colt. Yeah, Colt.
Yeah, Colt. I was outside St. Thomas Park on Monday. Nobody showed up.
By himself, man.
By
We gotta help.
myself.
We gotta help Josh out next week if this stuff goes to. Yeah.
Oh, what a potty mouth.
So, injury update from Chargers Ravens. J.K. Dobbins is questionable to return
Bro,
Great.
You can't catch a break, man.
Great. That's
Yeah, in our
awesome.
fantasy teams.
with a knee
Yeah.
injury.
Yeah.
I said before this is going to be a JK revenge game, and that sucks. I don't want to hear that.
So the question now is, who wins?
Josh, go ahead.
Because I get to go.
Jay
last.
Murph.
I called the game last week.
No, you're going first, brother.
All right. Well, they're averaging. What did we say? 28 points a game. We're averaging somewhere in the
28.
ballpark
It's like
of
28.
17.
It's like 28 points a game. Yeah.
27-21. We keep the air show alive because I think we found some answers last week. I really do.
Tyler.
23-21 Titans.
Ooh, got them by 2. Okay.
Here's what I'm doing. I think we all have the Titans win.
That's bold on
Right,
its
Jay
own.
Murphy?
That's bold on its own. Yes, sir.
That's a bold, yeah.
That's bold on its own.
Okay.
28-23. I think for the fourth time this year, the Titans scored 20 plus. And the interesting stat about this, the Titans are undefeated when they score 20 plus points in a game. The Titans sit at 3-0 right now when they score 20 plus. They scored 30 plus for the second time this year.
Oh, we'll see.
You got to hold a really good offense that's faltering right now to less than its average.
I think if we can contain Jaden Daniels, we win the game. And if our special teams
That's true.
cooperate, yeah, I think if we cooperate on special teams and contain Jaden.
Yeah.
I did not get to show y'all this video. So I found this video scrolling through social media earlier. And it was a fan at the University of California at Berkeley. I'm guessing they rushed the field after the game this last weekend.
Okay.
One of those.
The fan, this fan stole one of the football players' helmets. The equipment manager saw it, and he chased him down.
I'd let him have it. Yeah.
Right.
That's bold. You're on camera.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the,
And it had our
Suplex City.
Jeez, man.
and it had our music in it, which made it even better.
That's beautiful.
But y'all enjoy your Thanksgiving. That's the reason we went ahead and did our double header tonight.
Absolutely. Enjoy your families.
And is there anything you two gentlemen want to add to this?
Just one more thing. we are bringing Josh on full time. Want everybody to know that, and we're super looking forward to it. Pod's been great, so thank you, Josh, for being cool with joining the 615 pod.
I appreciate it. Got to give a shout out to my dad and my son. My dad's watching it, and get to have my son for Thanksgiving. So
Hey, that's
thanks for having me
beautiful,
on,
man.
boys.
Absolutely.
And happy 4-year anniversary. I want to give you
Hey.
that little
Yeah.
There you
segue
go.
for you, Lee.
Absolutely.
We're almost at the 4-year mark.
Yeah.
It'll be December 11th, December 12th will be the 4-year.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Tighten up.
And it's
Absolutely.
crazy to see how this thing has grown in 4 years.
Literally grown.
We went from being just a little baby.
I'm
But-
glad you guys decided to bring me along for the ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
And-
Come join it. It's fun.
as Leo, so gentlemen, I think it's time to shut up shop. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Stay classy and tighten up.
Tighten up.
Tighten up.
Tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Tightened up.